Hey, Shalom, I want to start off source by giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yao Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to brothers doing the work in truth while sincerity. This is a quick one on with the apostles. Basically made a statement in there of in their live stream on at camp last Saturday, which is Satan is a double agent, right? And then before I get into it, you've got that I believe it's Native American quote, the Gaddart quote or Rubenot quote, or basically the story of when you had a woman, right? She took in a snake, right? Then after a while, the snake killed her or whatever. The woman's or the snake bit her, right? And then the woman's like to the snake, yo, but I took you in, I healed you up or whatever, what have you. And then the snake turned around and said, look, man, you knew I was a snake. All right, and that's what Esau's doing when he's, dealing with the devil. He thinks that the devil's on his side, right? Which is why he does the wickedness that he's done, that he's doing and is going to do, right? Because he genuinely believes that, these spirits are on his side. He believes that he can win, but he's sadly mistaken, right? So I'm gonna get this. Isaiah 47:12 says, "Stand now with thine enchantments," right, and the multitude of that sorceries, right? So that's the witchcraft and whatever, what have you, right? And who's he praying to? He's praying to those spirits on the left hand side, right? And Satan, who is as we're gonna get in Job's second chapter, right? He's what would you call it? He works for the Most High, right? All things work for the Most High, right? Everything is under His rule. There is a word that is used to describe the Most High, and that is omnipotent, right? Omni, all potent power, right? He's all powerful. Right? How can you be all powerful, but then you got Satan fighting against you? No, right? It says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right? So that's talking about the inception of America. From the inception of America, right? They've it's all been set up on witchcraft, right? It says, if so be thou mayest prevail, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, right? Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right, so yeah, you think once again, which is spiritual, because that's the same thing that happened. You think about ancient Egypt, right? When that was taken down, what happened? Moses would come up, and then Moses would perform a miracle, right? And then what would Pharaoh do? He would get his, his sorcerers to basically do the same things, right? But what happened at the end? Who prevailed? The Lord prevailed, right? The Lord used Moses to show Pharaoh who really was in control of the situation, right? And that's the same thing that's going to be, what do you call it, with these Edomites? These demons, these devils, these powers on the left hand side are basically telling these, so look, man, you gonna win, right? You gonna win. They don't work. I mean, why else would you fight against the Lord? Right? He's setting up a Star Wars program to fight against the Lord because he thinks he can win, but he's been deceived. Right, let me grab this. See, how do you spell that? It's Job 14 somewhere. Can't spell. Oh wait, no, Job 12. It says Job 12:16 says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Right? So the deceived and the deceiver are his. Right? So if someone is deceived, right, then the Lord is the one that deceived him. Right? The one that was doing the deceiving, the Lord is the one that set him up. Right? And there's an account in the forget whether it's Kings or Samuel, but basically in that in the history part of the scriptures, right, where basically a king, the Lord wants to take out a king, and he sets up a council. Right, and he gets he says, how we going tell, get this guy taken out, right? And then if I'm remembering the story correct, basically the Lord, one of the ideas was to basically put a lying spirit in this king's counselors. I forget the intricacies, the name of the king, So Salaki for that, but that is what happened, right? And basically what happened was he, like that lying spirit was put on the advisor, right? And then that king got put to death, right? Because the Lord controls both sides. Scripture says, shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh hath not done it. Right, this is Job 2 from the top. It says, and again there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan, right, came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Satan, man, that's the point, right? So he even referred to as the sons of God, right? So Satan came also along them. So when did this infamous fight happen? Right, that the Roman Catholic Church will tell you about. It never happened, right? It says, verse 2, it says, and Yahweh said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Right, and Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Right, so here the Lord is basically setting up a wager, a bet with Satan. Right, say, look, man, you go, go try my guy Job, man. Right? Verse 4 says, and Satan answered Yahweh and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. Right? It says, and this is the point. This is the point. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So basically, he was given the bounds that he could not pass. Right, just like Esau, he's been given bounds that he could not pass. Right, there's certain things that there's only so far that Esau will get. Like, he ain't gonna be able to kill off the children of Israel. He ain't gonna be able to, go to certain places in space or certain places in the ocean. Because the Lord has set his bounds, right? And in this instance, the Lord set Satan's bound. It's basically saying, look, you can do whatever you will to Job, but don't kill him. Right, so the Lord was the one who was in ultimate control in this situation, right? These Edomites, despite reading these scriptures, right, despite performing all of the diligent searches, they've not considered this, right? They will still go around doing whatever it is that they're doing, right? They will still try to, take down the children of Israel, which is all prophecy, right? But it's just so that the Lord can be justified in destroying them. Right? I mean, he's already good enough, right? Enough reason to do so, but hey, it's also that such that a good chunk of children of Israel need to be destroyed, right? So it's all to fulfill prophecy. Like it says, Sirach 18:3 says, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. So all things obey the Most High's will, including these spirits on the left-hand side, right? These spirits on the left-hand side answer to the Most High, right? So when Esau's praying to, these devils and these demons and whatever, what have you, right? They're playing him. Satan is a double agent, right? It goes on to say, for he is the king of all, right? And by his power dividing holy things among them from profane, right? So basically, the Lord Yahweh is the one in control of everything, right? And nothing's gonna do anything of its own accord. Right? It says Sirach 39:28 says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right. So, for instance, it goes into list some fire and hell and famine and death, and all these were created for vengeance. Right. Now, some people might equate a forest fire or a deadly hailstorm or deadly famine, right, to Satan. Satan killed him. The devil did this. The devil that. Right, but what did it say at the end of the 28th verse? It says that it appeases the wrath of him that made them. Right? So when these things happen, it appeases the Most High. Why? Because people are being judged, right? Because the Lord is righteous, right? Yahweh is righteous, and if things are happening, it's happening because the Lord wanted it to, right? So fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, right? Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's the thing, it's all to punish the wicked, right? It's like I quoted earlier on, shall there be evil in a city, and the Most High hath not done it. Right? The Lord does everything, right? And he controls everything, right? And yeah, so yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to get. Just like I said, just on as a quick response to that video topic. So Lord's will you edify. Till the next time. Shalom.